Research Domain Criteria, or RDoC, is a research framework introduced by the National Institute of Mental Health in 2010. It represents one of the most significant reconceptualizations of mental illness since the work of Emil Kraepelin. The central principle of RDoC is that, rather than beginning with clinical syndromes as the DSM does, it begins with fundamental dimensions of human functioning and then asks how dysfunction within these dimensions gives rise to clinical presentations. RDoC identifies 6 major domains of functioning. The first is the negative valence systems domain. This includes the circuits and processes involved in responses to aversive situations such as acute threat, or fear, potential threat, or anxiety, sustained threat, and frustrative non-reward. Key brain regions include the amygdala, bed nucleus of the stria terminalis, anterior insula, and periaqueductal gray. Dysfunction within this domain may manifest as a transdiagnostic anxious phenotype that is not unique to any single DSM category. The second domain is positive valence systems. These circuits are involved in reward valuation, effort valuation, reward learning, and hedonic capacity. Important neural structures include the mesolimbic dopamine pathway, nucleus accumbens, ventral tegmental area, and orbitofrontal cortex. Dysfunction can present as anhedonia, negative symptoms, or pathological reward-seeking behavior such as addiction. The third domain is cognitive systems. These circuits support attention, memory, language, perception, and cognitive control. Key regions include the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, anterior cingulate cortex, parietal cortex, and hippocampus. Clinical manifestations include executive dysfunction in ADHD and cognitive impairment in schizophrenia. The fourth domain is social processes. These circuits are involved in attachment, social motivation, and theory of mind. Important brain regions include the medial prefrontal cortex, temporoparietal junction, superior temporal sulcus, and mirror neuron networks. Dysfunction in this domain may be observed in autism spectrum disorder and borderline personality disorder. The fifth domain is arousal and regulatory systems. These systems regulate sleep, wakefulness, and circadian rhythms. Key structures include the suprachiasmatic nucleus, hypothalamus, brainstem reticular formation, and melatonin pathways. Clinical manifestations include insomnia, hypersomnia, and circadian rhythm disorders. The sixth domain is the sensorimotor systems domain. These circuits are involved in sensorimotor actions and the sense of agency. Important regions include the primary motor cortex, supplementary motor area, basal ganglia, and cerebellum. Dysfunction within this domain may contribute to conditions such as catatonia. An important feature of RDoC is its multilevel approach, known as the Units of Analysis framework. This framework provides a roadmap for developing biomarkers at multiple levels and for understanding how dysfunction at one level, such as genetic variation, propagates through molecules, cells, neural circuits, and physiology to produce observable behavior and clinical phenotypes. The levels of analysis include genes, molecules, cells, circuits, physiology, and behavior. The shift from a categorical to a dimensional approach has important clinical implications. Consider the example of anhedonia. In the DSM, anhedonia is a diagnostic criterion for major depressive disorder. However, it is also seen as a negative symptom in schizophrenia, during withdrawal from substances, as emotional numbing in post-traumatic stress disorder, and in certain personality disorders. The DSM treats these conditions as distinct illnesses. RDoC approaches anhedonia differently. It conceptualizes anhedonia as a dimensional construct within the positive valence systems domain, mediated by specific neural circuits. Instead of asking which diagnosis the patient has, RDoC asks, what is the mechanism producing anhedonia in this individual? The answer to that question has important treatment implications. If anhedonia is driven by reduced dopaminergic reward valuation, as may occur in the negative symptoms of schizophrenia, a dopamine-enhancing strategy may be appropriate. If anhedonia is driven by impaired opioidergic hedonic processing, a different therapeutic strategy may be required. If anhedonia is driven by extinction of reward-seeking behavior, as seen in learned helplessness, psychotherapeutic interventions such as behavioral activation and reward relearning may be most appropriate. Despite its strengths, RDoC has important limitations. First, it was designed primarily as a research framework rather than a clinical diagnostic system. Second, it can become reductionistic if applied without adequate context. An exclusive focus on neural mechanisms may lead to neglect of social determinants of health and other environmental influences on mental illness. Therefore, in everyday clinical practice, psychiatrists continue to use categorical diagnostic systems such as the DSM, while drawing on dimensional neuroscience to better understand mechanisms and guide treatment selection. In summary, RDoC provides a neuroscience-based, dimensional framework for understanding psychopathology. It complements rather than replaces traditional diagnostic systems, helping clinicians and researchers move from symptoms and diagnosis toward mechanisms, biomarkers, and more precise interventions.